Dispatchers released the chilling 911 call made from an 8-year-old boy who was being attacked in his home. Good evening. This is CTV News for this Thursday, September the 5th. I'm Sonia Shrivastava.
And I'm Makia Turner. Thank you for joining us. 911 dispatchers have released the call from an 8-year-old boy moments after he narrowly escapes an attack. Listen to this.
Hi, this is 911. Tell me what happened. You're bleeding?
Yeah.
Okay, but what happened?
Now authorities say Jacob Salizamaya was in his bed Saturday morning when his father's ex-girlfriend, Helen Marie Newsom, emerged from a closet and attacked him. Newsom allegedly placed a pillow over the child's face and began hitting him in the head with a dumbbell. The 60-pound victim headbutted her, jumped out of a window, and ran to a neighbor's house to call 911. The dispatcher says Jacob and his neighbor handled the situation well.
With his head bleeding. So that's when we started launching protocol, and we got the police and the ambulance started. And of course the neighbor was Spanish speaking and the little boy was speaking English, so he really did not know what the little boy was saying.
I'm visiting my dad's house, and this woman tried to kill me.
Okay, stay on the phone with me. Were weapons involved or mentioned?
He's a brave little boy, very smart, to run to the neighbor for help and explain what happened to me. And he sounded very scared, but he's very brave.
Newsom was quickly apprehended and charged with attempted murder. Police say she confessed to the attack.
Patty Saylor says she's lost the light of her life and now wants the governor to call for an independent investigation. Her 26-year-old son Ethan, who had Down syndrome, died of asphyxia after 3 Frederick County Sheriff deputies restrained him for not buying a ticket at a movie theater. Police say Saylor walked out of the theater and then came back to watch a movie but would not cooperate with authorities when asked to leave.
He paid with his life. I mean, add it up, do the math. A person with a 40 IQ doesn't buy a ticket in a timely fashion, minding his own business, not a threat to anyone, no documented or reported fear or threat going on from this individual, simply sitting in a chair, hadn't yet paid, he never refused to pay.
Patty Saylor and her family collected more than 300,000 signatures and delivered them to Governor Martin O'Malley's office today. They are asking him to look at the case since all of the officers were cleared of any wrongdoing after the internal investigation.
That there isn't more training done. Maybe it was done at one time when people were first included in the community, but it needs to be ongoing as new recruits come in. So I don't understand it.
Now, Saylor says she wants better training for officers. And by the way, that movie ticket that Ethan did not buy was just $12. Meanwhile, Walmart workers, community activists, and others in this area are joining in a nationwide protest against the superstore.
That's right. In all, thousands are expected to rally in demand for increased wages and better working conditions. And Denise Douglas joins us with that story now.
Yeah, as you said, this is a nationwide effort. In fact, people are protesting in 15 cities. The largest protest in this area is at the Walmart store in Landover. The superstore has repeatedly come under fire for its treatment of workers and low wages. On average, the pay is just under $9 an hour. However, the group called Our Walmart, which is behind the protest, is demanding $13 an hour for all full-time employees. One local worker we spoke to says she only made $8.25 an hour and believes she was fired because a supervisor saw her speaking with an organizer of the movement.
We work so hard for $8.25. It is not fair for us to struggle and do their job and they're getting the money. And it's all over. You know, we work real hard for what we do. And it has to stop somewhere. It has to stop. We deserve more. Show us that you at least appreciate us as your workers.
The United Food Commercial Workers Union says it supports the efforts of the Walmart employees. The retailer called the nationwide protest stunts orchestrated by unions. However, a representative with UFCW fired back at the company, which is the largest private employer in the country.
I know that we have workers across this country today taking a stand. They're continuing their fight. This is a worker-led association that's demanding better treatment on the job, and it's on them. They've taken this fight right to the store, right to the largest employer in the country. So they're continuing this on their own.
Now, in addition to wages and treatment, some workers believe they were fired for taking part in earlier protests. So as part of today's demands, they want their jobs back.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is not the first time we're seeing this. So obviously, you know, this has been going on.
An ongoing issue that they are wanting change to now.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you, Denise.
Absolutely.
Well, about 600 students at the University of Maryland will soon participate in a pilot program that aims to raise awareness about sexual assault. A recent graduate from the university designed the Violence Intervention and Prevention program for first-year students earlier this year. Coordinators at the university's Health Center's Care to Stop Violence office says the program will launch by early October and go until the end of fall semester. Now, students will be randomly assigned to one of 4 groups.
Lots of schools do an online education module, and that's pretty much what we know. So here at Maryland, it would be completely different. Students would actually be meeting with a person face-to-face for the 75 to 90 minutes. So it's really unprecedented, and we're hoping to include, like I said, the sexual assault awareness piece, but also the bystander piece as well.
Stephanie Rivero is one of the program's organizers. She offers a few tips on ways that students can help keep the campus safe.
In terms of tips and prevention, there really is no way for you to prevent violence. The only person who can actually prevent it is the perpetrator themselves. But we do kind of use lots of risk reducers. So really general things that you would hear. Walk in big groups, make sure that you're not walking alone at night or that you're walking in well-lit areas, kind of all of those general things that we hear throughout our lifetime. Those are risk reducers.
The university's Senate will vote in the spring on whether or not incoming students will be required to enroll in a sexual assault prevention program.
Delegate Heather Mazier picks up a dozen hometown endorsements in her quest to become Maryland's next governor. Former and present Tacoma Park officials say they'll back their former city council member who served from 2003 to 2005. Prior to her election to the House of Delegates, Mazier faces Lieutenant Governor Anthony Brown in next year's Democratic primary. Dozens of Democrats announced their support for Brown over the summer. Now, Attorney General Doug Gansler is also expected to formally declare his candidacy later this month.